I just noticed something. No! Today I'm going to casually, but seriously, make this very fancy 8-texture chocolate cake. And I promise not to cry about it. I'm just not gonna give up without a fight. So hello everyone, welcome back to my home. And welcome back, scary, complicated recipes that I've been trying to avoid for a little bit. They're back. So yeah, let's get straight into business here. The cookbook is from an Australian chef named Peter Gilmore. It's called dquaz. And I found out about this guy years ago from watching MasterChef Australia.
20 seconds.
During the pandemic, I was really into it. And this guy would pop up every once in a while with one of his creations, and it would turn into one of those challenges with the contestants. They'd have to try to recreate it. Most famously, his snow egg, which, yeah.
Then the icing sugar on top as the snow.
God, you get a job at Key the way you're going there.
It's called dquaz. This thing is beautiful, it's inspiring, and it's terrifying. I want to make it, and I plan to this year. That's a solemn promise, but at the same time, before I get into that, I need some sort of on-ramp. So I flip the page, and there's this 8-texture chocolate cake. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't look any easier, but let's do it, because that's what I do on this show. That's the foundation of this show, is just doing stupid things. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 texture. Recipe don't lie. I can already look into the future and predict that I'm gonna have issues with the glossiness of this chocolate, but I'm going to do my damnedest to match to this thing as best as I can. Here's the thing with chocolate though. It can be my nemesis, especially when it becomes really annoying and it's like seizing or splitting or melting or hardening. I hate all of that so much. But I also can't stay mad at it because I love it. Let's get to work. All right, so first texture up, chocolate mousse. Starting off with a familiar note. I've already got 325 grams of dark chocolate melting in a double boiler. So what's gonna happen here, hello Whitey Ford, welcome to the show, is I'm gonna be doing a couple steps kind of at the same time. 2 cups, 500 milliliters of heavy cream. Okay, what is that? Whip the cream up until it reaches soft peaks. We got soft peaks. Running into the first thing that's kind of confused me, but I figured it out all by myself. Half a vanilla bean. Whoa. Once you split it in half, there is no seeds in here. Where are the seeds? There's none. Like, it's... Oh, it's all on my fingers. I guess those are the vanilla seeds. It's hard to be sure if they've all been removed. There were so many little ones. Maybe I should just wipe it with a cloth or something. They appear to be seedless now. That's great. Combine the heavy cream and the vanilla bean seeds. That has been split and scraped. So easy enough instructions, right? Let's scrape out the seeds. This used to be a complicated part for me, but it isn't anymore, but that's not what I was talking about. It has no mention of what to do with the seeds. So I just had to dig deep into my soul to figure that out. Could I have a bowl that's gonna be sufficient for a double boiler? Thank you. Anyway, what I'm doing is adding egg yolks, 4 of them. Whoops, there's 3. And there's the 4th one. 50 grams of a super fine sugar. Now the instructions were half a vanilla bean split and scraped, but it just says to add in the vanilla bean. But then what the heck do you do with the seeds? Well, I think you should put them in there. That's my call. Melted chocolate's just hanging out, staying warm. Replace it with this, and then keep it whisking until it's thick and glossy. Simmering water, not touching the bowl. All right, I'd say that's thick and glossy. All right, so we got our sabayon, which is what that is called. And I'm taking my melted chocolate, which is still warm, pour it all on top. One would assume that you'd want to remove the vanilla beans before adding the chocolate. He doesn't mention it, so I guess he's just taking me for granted. Well, that's how I feel at least. I'm gonna have to go in there and find the vanilla beans because they're definitely not supposed to be in there. Not supposed to eat that. It says with a large whisk, beat as fast as you can. And the chocolate will begin to seize. That's a good thing he put that in there, or I would be actually crying right now. At this point, you need to add in 1 large spoonful of whipped cream. Whisk for a minute, and if it doesn't soften, then you add in another spoonful of whipped cream. Come on. Okay, he says by the end of this, you should have about half of your cream remaining. So yeah, he kind of just leaves you there. He's just saying add in the cream, but he's only saying add in 2 spoonfuls where he really means more. Anyway, I'm rambling. This is coming together beautifully. Because next up I need to take the egg whites from 3 eggs, turn it up to 11 for soft peaks. Does not take long with that thing. We got soft peaks, kind of in between soft and stiff, but that's gonna work fine for me. I know it, I believe it. Let's add in the peaks. So we add those on top and the remaining cream. It says to pile it all on top. So I'm gently folding this through, but this is a very thick chocolate mixture, so I don't know how well I'm gonna fold that in. I wish I could use the whisk or the mixer or something, but this is working. There's no problems over here. Everything's starting to come together. It's definitely a messier approach to making chocolate mousse, but in the end, I have something that is so airy and light looking. I've never seen a mousse made by me that looks like this. How does it taste? It tastes great. It tastes very nice. It tastes fantastic. So we're moving on to texture number 2. Caramel, vanilla, chocolate ganache. 60 grams of dark chocolate, 40 grams of milk chocolate, finely chopped. I need a small, heavy-based saucepan, and in there goes 40 grams of that super fine sugar. Just enough water just to wet the sugar. That's it. This goes on a high heat. Gotta turn it into caramel. It's the other half of the vanilla bean that I have to split and scrape the seeds out. No word on what to do with the seeds, so you just gotta guess. If I had to take an educated guess, I think I'm on the right track. So when the caramel becomes a medium golden brown, which it's a beautiful golden brown, slowly stream in 125 mils of cream. There's gonna be a chemical reaction here. He's warning me. The caramel and the cream are gonna bubble up dramatically. Totally. All right, so stir it with a wooden spoon till it settles down. Settle down. So when he says you need a vanilla bean split and scraped, and he tells you to add the vanilla bean in, I don't think that's what he means. I'm thinking he means like the contents of the bean. So add the seeds in. That is what I'm thinking. Now he wants you to whisk it in. You can't do that if there's a freaking bean in there. Bowl me. Needs to be stainless steel or ceramic. Stainless steel. Okay, not what I asked, the glass Pyrex, but I do understand why you did it so that you guys can see what's going on in the bowl. Add the chopped chocolate. Cream caramel mixture is still smoking hot here. I'm gonna pour it on top of the chocolate. Mix, melt the chocolate, combine. Add in a pinch of sea salt and a little pinch of sea salt. 120 grams unsalted butter that I cut up into little cubes. So the butter, I should have mentioned, was softened, and I don't think this mixture is hot enough anymore, but it does have to... I'm gonna nuke it. 23 seconds later. That was a beautiful idea. Been looking forward to this. Yeah, sweet and salty. Tastes like a Score bar. Canadian chocolate bar. Milk chocolate on the outside, on the inside, it's like a hardened toffee experience. It's sublime. Today's episode is sponsored by Incogni. You know what's awesome? There are websites out there that you don't even know of, just casually listing off your personal information without a care in the world. Your name, your address, your phone number, relatives, email addresses. like new ones, but also probably old ones, like the ones from back in the day. I had the greatest one, I really did. Bob Saget _15 at Hotmail. That, along with just like everything else, it's just out there, waiting for spammers and scam callers, identity thieves, other goblins just crawling around the internet. Because that's where Incogni comes in. They contact data brokers and people search sites and work to get your information removed for you. So you don't have to spend your life filling out forms and begging the internet to stop exposing your dirty laundry. And with custom removals, if you find some random site exposing your information, you send Incogni that link. They'll handle it. Because they can't harm you if they can't find you. You can use the link in my description with the code ANTICHEF. Get you 60% off their annual plan. Thank you, Incogni. Got to get back to it. We're moving on to texture number 3, a chocolate and hazelnut dquaz. It's essentially like a baked meringue. I've made it before. I had one once that was in the vague shape of a heart for Valentine's Day. That was lovely. This one is not that. Truthfully, you probably haven't seen me in around an hour because I have been peeling these roasted hazelnuts. It took me that long. Probably easier ways to do it, but I was just standing here just like peeling. And yeah, it was not fun. Then there was a big mess and then I had to clean it and then I kind of took 5 and finally chopped. All right, you know what? I have all these magnificent tools. I should use them once in a while. Bowl me. Thank you. 90 grams of finely chopped roasted peeled hazelnut, 35 grams of ground almonds. I'm using almond flour, which is just what you call it. Sift in 8 grams of cocoa powder. All right, give it a mix. Get any other bowl? That will work. Thank you. Drop in the egg whites from 4 eggs until soft peaks. Stop. Slowly add in superfine sugar, 110 grams worth. Adding while mixing, and I gotta get to stiff peaks. Stiff. Fold the dry ingredients into the egg whites. You need a baking sheet, baking silicone mat. Spreading the mixture onto the mat, and it needs to be especially thin. 3 millimeters, 1/8 of an inch. You got plenty left over here. I'm gonna be able to do 2 attempts at this. Gotta bake it until it's crisp. 6 to 8 minutes, 315 degrees Fahrenheit. Good luck. So while that is still warm, I need a, what is it? A 2.5 inch cookie cutter. Cut out 8 discs. Been having them hang out on here. They're cool to touch. I found it to be a fairly uneven bake. Had to rotate the pan in the oven and that still didn't get it where I needed it to. Half of them have crisped up. The other half are a bit floppier. I'm only gonna need 8 for the recipe and that's probably still overkill. I need to have these in an airtight container, spacing them out with some parchment paper. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Next texture, the cake base. 240 grams of dark chocolate, and firstly I'm gonna chop her up. I've been thinking long and hard about what I'm about to do here. And this just comes from experience and just not understanding why they always have it in cookbooks, especially modern day cookbooks, the double boiler and the melting of the chocolate. Do I really have to, or can I just toss it in the old, do whatever the hell you want to do? And what I want to do is not deal with a double boiler. Oh, melted chocolate in the microwave is a beautiful thing. It comes out glossy, it's speedy. The microwave is efficient and helpful, and you got to keep it aside to cool. Meanwhile, bowl me. Thank you. 250 grams of butter, heavy cream, 500 milliliters worth, and he says whoops, I'll be honest with you, that cream is for a different part of the recipe. I have wiped the heavy cream off the butter In with that is 200 grams of sugar. Oh, right. I have mise en place a bunch of things, but it's all confusing over there. Here's 200 grams of that superfine sugar. Change of plans over here. I am one hot mess. All right, sugar and the butter into Whitey Ford. You cream that together. Adding 4 eggs one at a time. What about shells? Don't worry about it. I got this. Once the chocolate has cooled, but it hasn't set, I'm gonna pour it in with this stuff. 65 grams all-purpose flour. I'm gonna sift it on top, fold it in. So kind of doing what we did with the dquaz here. Cake batter onto the silicone mat. Just spreading it out. Look how good this batter looks. It's crazy. Level centimeter high. Pop that in the oven, 350 degree F for 4 to 5 minutes. Good luck to you. Taken way longer than 4 to 5 minutes. It's like double the time so far, so I'm watching it like a hawk. Now once the cake has cooled completely, I need to cut out some circles with a cookie whatever. They need to be 4 inches. That is not, I don't think I have a cookie cutter that is 4. Oh. This is what I'm going to use at the end to mold the cake. It's 4 inches in diameter. So what I'm going to do instead is trace around this. Can I just do this? Oh, just press down on it, okay? The mold is acting like a cookie cutter. Great. And they go into airtight container until I'm ready for them, which will hopefully be soon, but I have a feeling we're still hours away. Texture number 5, milk chocolate praline discs. 20 grams of roasted peeled hazelnuts into this thing. Finely chopped. Okay, this sounds familiar. 40 grams of the superfine sugar. All right, and just enough water to wet its whistle. Gotta make some more caramel. On to high heat. Once that's turning medium brown, you gotta get off the heat ASAP. In go the chopped hazelnut. And then onto a baking mat. There's a lot of nut to caramel ratio here, but that's what it was asking for. I think I'm just gonna leave it to harden just like so. Walk away. Once the praline has hardened up, look at that. Finally chop it up. I'm just gonna use this because it's been doing an excellent job. Having a good time. So now I need to melt some chocolate. Oh, milk chocolate. So this is 200 grams worth. So do a rough chop. Back to being that dessert outlaw that I am. I gotta melt this. Don't tell anyone. The chopped praline into the give it a good stir. Holy hell, what am I doing here? And then I got a baking mat again with some silicone mat again. You spread it onto the mat. Looking for 2 millimeters thick. Hi, it's me from the future probably. The milk chocolate praline thing has firmed up, but before it sets completely, I have to take my 2.5 inch cookie cutter and cut out some rounds. This recipe is creating a lot of leftover stuff, and for this chocolate, which is some of the best I've ever had in my life, with the pralines, oh, keep that in the fridge whenever, you know. As for these discs here, since they are milk chocolate, they're kind of prone to melting, and I just want them to firm up even more than they are now. I'm just gonna keep them in the fridge. 3 more textures to go. So we're moving on to the chocolate caramel cream. I feel like I've made that like 8 times by now. All right, 60 grams of milk chocolate and chop it up. Bowl. Into the bowl. And then I'm gonna need the saucepan again and 60 grams of this super fine sugar. And guess what? Just enough water to wet it. Wet it. Don't even have to look at the recipe. I'm gonna put it on a high heat till it turns into caramel. Okay, once that, I burnt it. Gotta do it again. Once I got that to medium brown, I'm gonna add in 500 milliliters of heavy cream. It's gonna do its thing. It's gonna start bubbling and you just gotta stir it and pay attention and keeping it stirring until the caramel dissolves into the cream. The chocolate needs to move bowls for reasons that I'll just show you right now so you can see. You gotta pour this caramel cream on top of the chocolate. So I screwed that up. I added all of the cream at once, and what I'm supposed to do is only add half of it, chill it, it firms up, and then you whip up the other heavy cream to soft peaks. You add that. Yeah, I've come this far, I can't use that. No talking, must just do. That looks more like what I was supposed to be doing. Okay, that makes way more sense. Just to dirty up one more bowl so that I can show you what I did wrong the first time. Obviously way too much cream. But you can see that's what it looks like the second time. And that's because I used half the cream. But that's because I used half the cream and then I saved the other half for later. Extra interesting. That's got to go in the fridge to cool completely. So it took a little bit of time to chill completely, but that's what it's done, and the kitchen is now clean. Win-win. A bowl, a stainless bowl. Sure. And this has to be transferred to that. I don't know why you have to transfer to a stainless bowl. 250 milliliters or grams of double cream, which is 45 to 50% fat. Now, I don't have it. I have 35% fat, and this is 200 milliliters, so maybe I could have used something else in hindsight, but this is what I'm using. Anywho, this is what I'm using. Whisk it until stiff peaks, but for me, this time of the day, more power. Did I say stiff peaks? I meant soft. Keep it in the fridge until I'm ready for it. Texture number 7 is a dark chocolate top disc. And this is gonna be the biggest challenge so far. Perhaps. I've heard scary things about this. I've never actually attempted it. I don't think. Tempering chocolate. Firstly, line a flat baking tray with a sheet of silicone paper. Flat baking tray, I feel like maybe, but he wants it to be as flat as possible, so I thought, why don't you flip it upside down? All right, so the paper goes on the baking tray. Now he wants me to cover it with plastic wrap. I don't know why you have the paper underneath the plastic wrap, but that's what he says. The plastic needs to be wrapped around the tray to create a tight, taut surface. This is very taut. That's 200 grams worth of dark chocolate. Give it a chop. All right, making my way to the double boiler with my awkward coffee table cookbook. Add in the chocolate, gently melt the chocolate, and monitoring the temperature with the thermometer. It's got to reach 118 degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit. Oh, it's reached that temperature. I turn off the double boiler and allow it now to cool. Went to 120 degrees Fahrenheit, not 118. That's gonna be fine. Now it's cooling. Okay, it's cooling. Cool it down to 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Who figured this stuff out? It's fascinating. 93 degrees Fahrenheit and we're getting off again. So maybe just a minute or so. It's 93, comes off. Take your tight taut baking pan with the wrap. Chocolate goes on that. 1 to 2 millimeter thickness of a layer on this thing. It has to be tighter and tauter than that. Up here, it's not as tight and taut as I was hoping for. So I have to focus down here. Okay, now I need to let that set. It's gonna be a little bumpy over here. Like 40 minutes later, this has firmed up, but it hasn't completely set, has it? No. I don't have a 4-inch cake cutter, so I'm gonna use the mold. Can I press down? Oh, I can press down. I cannot stress how quickly this day is getting away from me, so I'm gonna put this into the blast chiller for like 20 minutes so that it can firm up quicker, because this is still fairly soft, hence why I was having some trouble. Success. Tempered chocolate, hopefully. Don't manhandle it though, your fingerprints. Careful, you little grubby fingerprint brat. How's it going? I hit a brick wall yesterday. After that tempering of chocolate, I just could not proceed. I almost passed out right here in the kitchen. So I just followed the recipe as to how you store each one of these pieces, textures, and toss them in the fridge gently, of course, and took a snooze, and now I'm back for more. The thing is that all of the textures have just blended into almost one here, so I can't remember much. Now the last piece of the puzzle here is the hot chocolate sauce. This is vital for the finishing touch. At the very end, when you want to melt the center area of the cake, so when you're looking at that photo there, you can see there, yeah? You pour the hot chocolate sauce on top of that. So we have to prepare that now, and then I'm gonna assemble the cake. Hey, guess what I gotta do? Finely chopped chocolate, 250 grams of dark chocolate. Great, guess what else I gotta do? Melt it. I'm gonna use a double boiler this time. At the same time, I got 150 milliliters of milk, and I need to heat this heating to precisely 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Milk's heated up into the chocolate. I guess the milk may have been a little too hot because this is seized up. Ugh. I think I'm just gonna add in a little more milk that's warmed but not super hot and see if it can come together this way. Maybe a tablespoon at a time? Come on, be good to me. Wow, okay, that works. Warm milk for the save. Smooth and glossy. So it all comes down to this. Here's one texture. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the hot chocolate sauce that I just made. 9, 8. Shit. To assemble the chocolate cake, you're gonna need stainless steel rings 4 inches in diameter. He says that he had his custom made for his Quay restaurant, which is the name of this cookbook.
God, you get a job at Key the way you're going there.
Now, I got mine custom made at no I didn't, but I bought them from the place that shall remain nameless, and those will fit. This recipe is for 8 of these cakes, but I definitely don't need 8 right now. I don't need 4 either, but it's the thought that counts. Give yourself some ample spacing in between each one. So I gotta start off with the chocolate mousse mixture, which honestly, I forget which one that is. It's this one. Before preparing this cake, the mousse needs to be in the fridge for a minimum of 6 hours prior to, and it has been, so it's not really spreadable, but it looks divine. He says to add 1 large tablespoon of the mousse into each ring, inside the ring to a thickness of 1 centimeter. How do you... Not sure what you're doing with this on the bottom of the pan like this. I don't know how that's gonna work, but okay. So that's spread. All right, spread. Next up, I need the milk chocolate praline disc, which that's the tempered chocolate. That's it. So the praline disc on the mousse and press down. I don't know how you're gonna get these cake base. I don't know how. Oh! I know why. Okay, so instantly, I know. So we're gonna start from scratch because that's not how you're supposed to do that. You're not supposed to have the mousse on the pan like that. I knew something was weird, but then I read it. Okay, so obviously, 4 again on a different tray. They don't call it a cake base for nothing. That goes on the bottom. Come on. Tablespoon of chocolate mousse. Spread evenly on top of the cake base. Wiping the mousse off what's supposed to be like the clean part of the ring there because there's more to come. Next up is the milk chocolate praline disc. Press it gently into the mousse. Obviously that's a 2.5 inch diameter ring and then this is a 4 incher, so there must be a purpose. Caramel, vanilla, and chocolate ganache. Was that? Which one is that? So this has been out of the fridge for the last 2 hours to come back to room temperature. And then we gotta get 2 teaspoons of that onto the disc, just as the disc. Spread it evenly on top, and then on goes the chocolate hazelnut dquaz. So just let me put that aside for a second. So he says to take a whisk and the chocolate caramel cream and then whip it up until there's stiff peaks, which they already kind of are, aren't they? I'll do what he says. Cool. I can foresee a problem here because these cake bases are really stuck to the ring here. And I don't know how I'm gonna get the finished cake out of here if I proceed. So I need to figure that out now before we go any further. Future proofing, there you go. Large tablespoon worth of this cream on top of the dquaz. Spread it to form a flush layer. So I can use a teaspoon to remove a 3 centimeter in diameter circle from the center of this cream. He says to take a blowtorch to the side of the rings to help separate the cake from the ring, but I already did that. I think I just need to clean it up. Yeah. The tempered dark chocolate disc goes on very top. Keep the nicest looking one for the nicest cake. Boop. Flash the top of the chocolate to ensure an even sheen. I don't know what that means. Pass the blowtorch very quickly across the surface. Even sheen. Oh yeah. Oh my God, that works. Like, whoa, look, the sheen. That explains how you get the glossy look to it. Holy hell. Look, glossy. It was matted, now it's glossy. That's amazing. Oh my God. I just noticed something. No! All right, so kind of a mission impossible here to remove the top chocolate because I did something incorrect. Oh, okay, that's gonna work. That's fine. Remove the tempered chocolate. All right, need those cake rings back on. Take the caramel cream here. Needs to be spread not just on the disc there, it needs to be spread around the disc and it needs to be flush with the disc. That makes more sense. To the top of the ring here, which is 1 inch high. This makes the blowtorch make a lot more sense. So let me first just get these out of the molds because I want to see which is the nicest looking one, because then I can put the nicest looking chocolate on top of that. Off! So what I'm gonna do super quick is get these in the fridge so I can just breathe for a moment and that this can just so it doesn't melt. So obviously there is plenty of leftovers with every single one of these textures. So I'm gonna be able to make various variations of various cakes in the future using whatever I want, piecing them together for friends, families, munchies, whatever. But that's not what we're going on about today. It's all about this. First things first, I gotta make a little bit of a 3 centimeter in diameter divot. Little well in the center of each one of these and 1 centimeter deep. And hopefully there's a great reason why he explains in the book, but I would rather see it with my own eyes. My nicest looking tempered chocolate disc onto my nicest looking cake. Oh la 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 la. Now for today's purposes, obviously I just need the one cake. So I'm gonna opt for this one onto this dish here. And so I want an even sheen on the top of this disc. remember? So I'm gonna flash it. That has officially been sheened. Order up! Are you decent?
Yeah, why?
I just wanted to show you this cake really quick. If you wanted to see the spectacle, it'd be really cool.
Oh, am I coming down?
You're more than welcome to. We'd love to have you.
Oh, okay. I'm coming down, but I don't have any makeup on or anything, but that's okay.
Okay, well, we don't care.
Okay, coming.
All right. Welcome, Christy. You know her by now. And if you don't, then you may never, ever, ever know her.
Is that a Simply Red lyric? It looks gorgeous.
Okay, so I need to give it a quick flash.
Okay.
So let me do so for the sheen, right? It's so important these days.
That's sheeny.
We got the hot chocolate sauce. You got a spoon, serve a small spoonful of the hot chocolate sauce directly in the middle of the cake. Go for it, go for it. Okay, hopefully that cuts right through. Do this in front of your guests and they will see the hot chocolate sauce melt through the chocolate disc into the hole you previously made. It adds a little theater to your whole experience. That's super exciting.
I mean,
It's like watching paint dry.
I don't think it was hot enough.
We need theater. Theatrics. But you know what I'm gonna do? This is just the secret of the trade that I just made up. I'm gonna flash it more so, whoops! Yes, so it's already got going here. It should melt, okay, that's good. I think that's all you need,
More,
right?
little more.
Go dig deep.
I did.
Okay. Some theater.
Third time's a charm.
You think it'll melt?
Give it 10 seconds.
Is the chocolate disc too thick?
It's steaming. I don't know why it's not working.
Why isn't it not doing what you said it should do? Okay, well, I'm not gonna wait all day for that. 1, 2.
Ooh. Gosh. Wow. It's absolutely phenomenal. This mousse right here is like the best mousse you've ever made.
Oh, the cream. That's not the mousse. That's a chocolate caramel cream.
Oh my God, it tastes, that's what it's caramel.
Yeah. There's a lot of sweet and salty going on.
It tastes like air, but like delicious air.
Exactly right, yeah. Do you pick up hazelnut?
Oh yeah.
Hazelnut? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a dquaz in there. And what about all the like textures?
Oh, a dquaz. The chewiness of the cake, which is like fluffy but chewy. You have the airy kind of lightness that's almost like a cloud of the cream, but it has that sweetness from the caramel in it. You have the crispiness from that tempered chocolate on the top, which is a little bit more bitter than sweet. The sauce, decadent chocolate sauce. And there's a little crunchiness in there too in one of the layers.
Mm-hmm. There's a praline disc. Praline?
Oh, that's what I'm tasting. Yeah, okay. It's very like light and crispy, maybe? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
Well, just look at the photo.
Is it supposed to be hollow or? I didn't notice a hollowness in the middle.
I must have screwed up a step. Whatever.
Well, it was very good. Oh, rich. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Au revoir.
All right, so that's a very special chocolate dessert for special occasions, of course. You may not make it unless you have oodles of time. It costs a pretty penny, and there's lots of leftovers. So I can't stand the sight of chocolate right now, so I'm gonna store it all in the freezer or give it away. And when chocolate and I have figured our shit out again, then I'll indulge. But I'm not ready for it right now. Honestly, I just need it away from me. No more chocolate for me. So that's it. That's all. This was Jamie and Peter Gilmore. Bon appetit. Au revoir.